Now here on the show, we like to put the farm women's group CommonGround in the spotlight.
CommonGround is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. A recent event called Food Dialogues, Pivoting the GMO Conversation, was held at Nebraska Innovation Campus. A local CommonGround volunteer from Albion was a part of the panel who addressed the pros and cons of genetically modified foods. Here's more on what she took away from that conversation.
GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, were the focus of a recent panel discussion at Nebraska Innovation Campus. CommonGround volunteer Hilary Maricle from the Albion area was one of the panelists. She says she was there to represent the farmer, approaching the event with an open mind.
We grow GMOs. I believe in them. I think it's a great thing, but I can only truly be good at understanding them if I listen to all of the other perspectives.
And that was what this panel discussion was really all about, listening and learning. Sponsored in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, the event was called Food Dialogues, Pivoting the GMO Conversation. Panelists that we talked to say they do understand the concerns of consumers over GMOs.
The concept, the fear is that you don't know what was modified. And so it's an issue of trust and understanding what has been modified in the food, and food's a very personal thing. We take it into our bodies. We are made of it. And so we are concerned about eating things we don't understand.
But farmers have been using genetically engineered seeds for years. And experts like Marty Matlock from the University of Arkansas say that benefits aren't just to the farmer. There are benefits to the environment when using GMOs, such as reduced soil erosion because no-till practices can be used.
We've never seen any negative impact from genetically modified crops in our food supply to date, and we've been eating some of these things for 2 decades. So we have a lot of time and a lot of people, and we've not seen those impacts.
But there is still skepticism, even though many believe GMOs will be an important tool for farmers to feed 10 billion people needing food in the next 40 years. Farmer and CommonGround volunteer Hilary Maricle says it's important for producers to answer people's questions about the use of GMOs on farms in Nebraska and beyond.
People care about food, and they haven't always cared about food. It was there at the store, it was available, so they were happy. And now we've got the foodies, and some of the millennials are starting to ask about food, and they care about food again. And so it's our job to get out there and do our best to make sure they understand where it comes from, why we do the things we do, and how we make the decisions on our farms. And I guess I would say that's more of an opportunity than anything. If they're willing to ask questions, we need to be willing to answer them.
The panelists who took part in the dialogue here at Nebraska Innovation Campus say they covered a lot of ground, but they hope that is not the end. In fact, they hope that the conversations over the issue will continue.
Anytime we can bring different types of thinkers together to have a discussion, I think the issue becomes less of an issue and more of a conversation.